Hello, I'm Mark Hall-Patton, Administrator of the Clark County Museum System, and I want to invite you out to From Carbon Paper to PDF, a century of changes in the office. In this exhibit, we look at how office life has changed over the last century. We don't tend to think of just how quickly life has changed sometimes, but it's changed fast. We start out with the time warp office. You have from the old to the new, a little mix of everything in the office going on. Of course, even the computer is a little bit older, but we've at least got the donut and coffee there just to make sure that everybody knows it is the office. In the exhibit, you will see everything from different ways that you light to different ways that you write. You know, when you go back to a century ago, we were still using candles at times, a quill pen and ink. When you look at, say, a railroad like the Virginia and Truckee Railroad, every day you had to keep track of everything that was being carried over the railroad. Every railroad engine, every train, every bit of cargo, every passenger, everything that was going on. And you had to hand write every bit of it. Things have changed over the years. Both pencils and pens, going from dip pens to ballpoint, and today much of what we do is all on computer. Obviously, one thing that's always a part of any office is an efficient way of writing. And when the typewriter was created, was first invented, it was a huge improvement. Nowadays, how many people even use a typewriter, even see a typewriter in the office? And that's only within about the last decade and a half that we have gotten rid of typewriters. But in the early days, even children's toys were typewriters. Obviously, one of the things that we always want to know about is how did we record? How did we get what we wanted to have typed to the person doing the typing? So we go from the dictaphones to other kinds of recording to tape recorders. Plus, then how did you communicate out of the office? Through telephones, but telephones have changed vastly now. You would never think to have a rotary dial telephone. In fact, many kids today don't even know what to do with a rotary dial telephone. They've never seen one. But there's nothing new. Now we talk about hands-free devices. Well, we had hands-free devices back in the 60s and 70s. They were a little different than what we have today, but they worked. What we looked at in the exhibit was all different types of technology. Sometimes the technology is very mundane, about how you put papers together, paper clips, paper fasteners, brads. All of these things have changed over the years. Even down to Pop Simon's own desk set. Pop Simon, who founded the casinos, Pop's Oasis, who founded the airport that became Nellis Air Force Base, this was his desk set. As you go through the exhibit, we even come into different eras of attaché cases and that, and we end up with copiers. Now, copiers are something that we always use. A lot of people don't recognize that the first in-effect version of a Xerox machine was the letterpress, where you would slide your freshly written letter into a book, press it down, and enough ink would transfer to the page in the book that you would have a copy of your letter. So from here to the copiers that we have today, life has changed greatly, but we're still doing the same tasks. So come on down to the museum. We're open 7 days a week, 9 to 4:30. It's $2 for adults, $1 for seniors over 50 or children under 18. It's the best bargain in the Vegas Valley. Come on down and see From Carbon Paper to PDF.